All right, everyone, welcome back. It's my pleasure to greet today in this new issue of the Tsunami is Coming, the podcast edition, Ms. Shirin Golkar. Shirin is the Secretary General of the MENA Chamber of Commerce in Switzerland. We met when Shirin was doing her executive MBA at HEC Paris. Now, I have to say, as a preamble, for those of you wondering, when I reached out to Shirin, we were in a very, very different international context. But anyway, life is life, and this is how it is. So, Shirin, thank you so, so much for joining me today.
Thank you for inviting me, Jeremy. It's a pleasure.
It's so nice to see you again, and let me start with my usual question. Shirin, can you tell us what keeps you up at night?
Well, right now, what keeps me awake at night is the situation and the war in Iran and throughout the region. It's really an unprecedented situation. Today, we heard 555 casualties, children, civilians. It's we. Cultural heritage been impacted, like Golestan Palace, which belonged to the royalty at some point, and with economic inflation, 60% we have economic inflation. Now the banks, shops, everything is closed, so the country it's not working, and these are the things that really keeps me awake at night, and also the trauma and the people are going through. We hear more militarization. The police and the security forces have set up checkpoints across Tehran and Iran, and to avoid uprising and protests. So these are really, of course, we want for our country to have a stability and peace soon. But these are the things that are really, really worrisome, and also the trauma that people of Iran are going through. People are evacuating. People are going either to the other cities, going to the mountains in Tehran, from Tehran to or the Caspian Sea. So it's a very, very, very hard and really sad situation.
Shireen, I know how challenging this can be. Can we try to basically look to 3, 5, 10 years from now? I know you've talked a lot about entrepreneurship, how this can be a way to create prosperity. Can you talk to, what might be, driving us to hope? What might a stable, prosperous Iran look like for Iranians, but perhaps as well for the broader region?
Well, uh, Iran is a rich country. We have, human capitals, 90 million population, mostly young people. So if the country is grow. I mean, there is economic opportunity for everyone. So 5 years down the road, there is going to be a prosperity. I say that. The sanctions have devastated the country. So entrepreneurship, most of the people I have worked with, especially women entrepreneurs, they wanted to scale their businesses. But unfortunately, with sanctions, with compliances and banks, they wouldn't work with them. So if this opens up, if the country opens up, so there's going to be a huge opportunity for everyone. And the Iranian people, as you know, are educated. They want to be connected to to global system. So there is a huge opportunity for economic growth. So I honestly think that there is a lot of potentials, and Iranian people want to be connected to the global system.
Mm.
Not
What,
feel
what,
like. I mean, I would say that maybe. political elites and some people want North Korea, but the Iranian people want so much South Korea's model. So
Mm.
it's really a huge divide between, it's a polarization between the Iranian people and the government.
That's a very striking comparison. Shireen, when you take a look at the history of your country, of Iran, it's very striking that there's this theme I feel that comes up is the role of the Bazaris in Tehran. So I understand them to be the business community of the people, trying to not only make a living, but also have or defend a deep Iranian identity. Is that a correct reading? And can you take us through what does that mean? It looks like a physical location, but it seems somewhat of even an institution somehow inside the country.
Well, yeah, but I mean, bazaars have shaped the economy of Iran for many centuries, and previous revolution, 1979, happened from the bazaars, and they supported the revolution. And even this new, the Iranian revolution 2 months ago started from the Iranian bazaars. So they have a huge impact on economy, and also I mean, if you come to Tehran, I hope that one day you come to Tehran bazaar, you see that they they are very entrenched into economy, but also into, I would say, religious. Also, they have both influence in the religious system and also in the economy. So that's why they have a lot of impact on the whole situation, and that's how the movement starts, always from the bazaar and then from universities and then spread out across the countries. Yeah.
And the interest that they would be defending, you talked about this willingness to be connected to the rest of the world, open to the rest of the world. Can you take us through maybe how their agenda may articulate, that vision of Iran 5 years down the line specifically?
Uh, I mean, I know that some opposition they had put an agenda for the future of Iran, and there are a lot of people who are working for the prosperous of Iran, how it's going to work out after after our country is going to be free. Um, but I know that as that Iranian people want to be connected, but how is going to be? I mean, it takes time. It's not going to be in 2 months that people, because of the war, it's happening right now. They think that it's just going to change, and that we're going to have the regime change in 2 months, and we will have a free Iran, and the investment will flow into a country, and we are going to be like our neighbors, Gulf countries. What inspires Iranian people, especially the new generation? They inspire to be like UAE, like Saudi, like Qatar. They want to have the economy like them. They want to keep their heritage. Cultural heritage is important to us, but we also want to be connected to West, to other countries, to US. Iranian people send their children to to Western universities to do, especially to US, to do their education. So we want to be connected to them. I was 16, 17 when my parents sent me to study at the American University. So we are always want to be connected, but how it's going to be, it takes time, and obviously there is going to be a plan, and I know that a lot of people are working on it, but the model that we are aspiring to be is like Gulf countries, I would say. Yeah, not like I don't think so the Iranian the new generation and Gen Z want to be aspire to be like Lebanon. They want to be they don't aspire to go to live in Lebanon, but they all want to go to live in UAE. So this is something that I think they want their country to be. Yeah.
This is fascinating, and correct
Yeah.
me if I'm wrong, but it kind of feels like for all the trauma that you spoke to and how terrifying wars can be, there are ways out. It's not destiny necessarily, contrary to what headlines might suggest. Um, Shireen, one final question for you, and this is a question that keeps me up at night. In the jargon, we often talk about track two diplomacy. Track two diplomacy is when, diplomatic channels, traditional classic diplomatic channels have fallen, and informal ones, play a role. So, of course, people think of artists, people think of sports. I'm a 1998 kid remembering, the US versus Iran game in the World Cup, play out and seeing those things happen. Do you think business could be another channel for track two diplomacy? With states, not having the best relations, and yet business interests taking over to guarantee some form of continuous dialogue. Is that a dream or is that a reality, do you think?
Well, it's all depends on the leadership and if they want actually to open up to work. I mean, for the moment, most all the businesses are been all connected to IRGC, and they don't allow really private sector, I would say, to have that dialogue. Of course, that private sector wants to have this opportunity, but for the moment, it's not. But in the future, it depends on the government if we'll see something like Egypt or Pakistan that might be happening, and it could, come to fruition. And we have businesses who are actually doing diplomacy, connecting Iran to the West and to the other world or other part of the world. But for the moment, it's not clear. Not the future is very uncertain. We don't know. The human tolls are life of people are in jeopardy. The economic situation is bad. So we nothing is certain right now. But we'll see.
Shireen, thank you so, so much for joining me. I hope you come again.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for inviting me, Jami. It was a
Pleasure.
pleasure to talk to you.